I've been able to spend a week with two different Ford Mavericks. They're all new for 2022, a turbocharged model, a hybrid base model, and I've got things that I like and things that I don't like coming right up. But first of all, this is not a full review. If you want to see a full review of two different Maverick pickups, be sure to look in the description below with more objective details on everything you might want to know. This is just a few things that stood out to me, but let's jump into it. Now let's start off with my dislikes, or some of the bad, and this is in no particular order, but the first thing is going to be in the back seat. So one thing is that I love that this actually has good space, which I'll talk about, but it has under seat storage cubbies, which is nice, but this is a full folding seat. There's no split fold. This really kind of defeats the purpose. If you have anybody sitting in the back seat, you can't have easy access to this or extra storage areas. Now, I know it's really small, but I wish that this could be a split fold. The Ranger, the larger pickup, is just like this too, last I saw. This is really dumb. It should be a split fold. Just about everything else is a split fold. Now, my next dislike is going to be under the hood, and it's probably not a big deal to most of you, but it's the fact that this hybrid model cannot have all-wheel drive. The hybrid is super efficient. It's a standard engine option, but it's only front-wheel drive. And front-wheel drive is fine, and if you're talking about going through snow, things like that, tires make all the difference. But it would be nice to still have the option of all-wheel drive with the hybrid. Granted, most of you are going to get the hybrid based on just its efficiency alone because it is super efficient, and all-wheel drive would drop that efficiency a little bit, but so many hybrids out there offer all-wheel drive. I wish this did too, especially because of its purpose as a little utility pickup. Now, my next dislike is that this is the only configuration you can get it. And, you know, I totally understand that that's just how it's going to be. That's the way vehicles are nowadays. But the four-door crew cab, if you want to call it that, with a 4.5-foot box is the only way you can get this equipped. Now, I know that most people are probably going to want to buy it like this, but if this could come with just a regular cab, maybe a little storage space behind it, and get a longer box, that could make this a lot more practical for quite a few different people, especially people that are actually going to use it for little odd jobs, handiwork, or any small construction type of things. It'd be nice, but I totally understand why it's like this, but maybe I'm in the minority on this. Now, my next set of dislikes is just a couple little things. It's features that are not available on this base model that typically are on every other base model. First of all, it's the fact that the mirrors are actually manual adjustable. There's no power adjustment, so if you're inside and you need to adjust that mirror, or you change the vehicle fairly often with other people, you have to manually adjust the mirrors. Now, we still get power windows. There's no crank windows, but you'll oddly find that cruise control is missing. There's no cruise control at all on this XL. It's not even available. The XLT will give you cruise control, but look, mysteriously missing buttons for cruise control. I'm not even talking about adaptive cruise control. I'm talking about regular cruise control. That's kind of surprising to me, considering we have other features like a decently sized touch screen. We have automatic high beams. You have a digital instrument cluster and automatic emergency braking, things like that, but no cruise control. Now, the first thing that I like in the good list is, in no particular order, but it's going to start out on the inside. It's that there's a ton of little storage cubbies in here. So the door's not super impressive, but it does go fairly far back and deep with a couple bottle holders. But the biggest thing to me is that you have a little storage cubby right up here behind the screen. You have a little storage cubby right there, right next to the screen. You've got little rubber cubbies down here and dividers. A good spot for your phone, even a couple other little sections there. You even have a little one right there and another little rubber lined one right there. Those little cubbies make a big difference when you've got little things to throw and junk like that. There's also a huge storage compartment inside of here. And just like I showed you earlier, you even have these really deep and massive storage cubbies under the seat. And all these cubbies are standard, so every trim level can get these storage cubbies. You can even fold this back part down just a little bit to where there's just a tiny little bit of space back there too. And there's even a cubby in the bed. I'll show you that more later. Real quick, another thing that I like and really appreciate is that we get the keyless keypad right here. So the reason I like this is because you don't have to have your key on you. You can lock it inside, you can leave it somewhere else and have a special code to get in to unlock it, or a code to lock it. So to me, that's really nice, because if you're active or something, or if you're gonna go be running or biking or kayaking or something like that, you can lock your key inside without having to risk losing it with you. Or maybe you want someone else to be able to get something out of there without you being able to give them the key. They can punch in the code right there, get in, and still be able to lock it. It's just a convenient feature. It's not on the base model, but it is on the XLT and the Lariat. Now the next thing is the available 4K tow package. So obviously you can get a receiver on here. You can get the necessary plugs. I believe a 4-pin harness is standard, but you can get a 7-pin harness. And it's the other things that come with it. So even though this is small, it doesn't tow a lot. 4,000 pounds is the max. You can still get a couple of nice things with its available 4K package. One of those being a standard trailer brake controller. I definitely did not expect to see that in this little vehicle, but you get that. Under the hood, you'll also get a transmission oil cooler, a higher capacity radiator, I believe, and cooling fan. So even though this isn't really meant to tow a lot, you can be more comfortable knowing that you can still get a towing package with it and be somewhat set. Now my next like is the bed. Now I know this is a really short bed. It's 4.5 feet, but it is still longer than the Hyundai Santa Cruz, and there's a few nice features about it. First of all, it is lockable. The tailgate is super lightweight. It's not a soft damper tailgate, but still, you can get a bed liner on it. It's got tie downs and integrated bottle openers on both sides of the tailgate. You can get LED bed lighting in here on both sides, even a 120 volt plug, which is optional. You're gonna have 6 fixed tie downs. So you got this one, you got one right up there, and then you've got one on each part of the floor up there, plus those other 2 fixed ones right there. You can still get optional additional tie downs that can be movable on each side of the bed. And the way Ford made this is that they have designated cutouts like there, up there, over there, on the wheel wells, to where you can section and divide this area with some boards. And if you have some boards going across the wheel wells, you can have 4x8 sheets actually fit back here. So this bed is super practical considering its small size. You even have a little cubby right over here too, so that's awesome. The other nice thing is, unlike a lot of full-sizers and even mid-sizers, it's really low. So I mean, the tailgate is super low to the ground. It's easy to load stuff, super easy to load stuff. And I'm 5'9", and it's really easy to even get in and reach into the back of the truck. And I'm pretty short, so this is very welcome. The next thing I like about the Maverick is the price point. Now, obviously there's always give and take. There's always something that you lose for lower prices, etc. But this base XL starts at about $20,000 before destination. This one has no options, including destination. It's $21,000. And it comes with quite a bit and really offers a lot of practicality. That XLT that you saw was $31,000. I love the price point of this Maverick, and you can get a base pickup if you want to nowadays, thanks to this Ford Maverick. Now another dislike, I want you to think, this is less than 200 inches long. Just a little bit. It's smaller than the Ranger by about a foot, smaller than the Honda Ridgeline, but this back seat actually has 2 more inches of combined legroom front and back than the Ford Ranger, which is quite a bit bigger. Obviously the Ranger has a bigger bed, you've got a bigger engine under the hood, but this has more legroom than the Ranger by a decent amount. In case you didn't hear, I'm 5'9", sitting behind where I like to sit. I've got this seat back a little further than I typically would, but I've got great foot space, great knee space, and that seat is all the way back and I can still sit there without my knees pushing into the back. So back seat space is really, really good. In addition to that, the back seat can get these 2 plugs and another 3-prong outlet. Now my next like is that the standard hybrid option is going to give you a top end 42 miles per gallon city and 37 miles per gallon combined, which is way better than you're going to find on the Santa Cruz or the Ridgeline, and the efficiency is fantastic for a practical little pickup. So after just a few things that I like and don't like on this Maverick Hybrid, I really like what Ford is offering here. It's something different, it's kind of refreshing, and this hybrid is only $21,000. You can get a little pickup nowadays, have a bed, some all-wheel drive available, good efficiency available for a good price. Now if you want to see the full videos, I have full reviews of this hybrid and the turbo model you saw before in the description below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.